Okay, so we're going to be going in a little bit of a different direction. There is an end goal here, and we're going to talk through this. Okay, I'm trying something different because I want us, myself included, to have a mindset shift in how we work with new VIPs we bring on board. Okay. So let me ask a question, and this is going to be an interactive Zoom. So you do need to unmute yourself and give an answer. There is no wrong answer. Okay. You're not going to be graded. Okay. So here is the first question. I want to know, why did you start Plexus? And we're going to have different answers. So why did you start Plexus?
Health.
Specifically, like, what about your health?
Well, I needed help with my tick-borne illness, and you knew someone that recovered from it. So you're like, you need.
Anyone else? Why did you start Plexus?
I was 15 months postpartum and just exhausted all the time, craving sugary stuff. Just my health was not going in the right direction.
Okay. Anyone else? Feel free to unmute yourself. I'm muting myself after I stop talking because I have background noise. So anyone else want to share why they chose to start Plexus?
I'm dealing with a lot of anxiety and depression and thyroid issues, and Bailey, I saw her go from being in bed all the time and miserable to up and very active, and that's why I wanted to start Plexus, to get myself to where I can be that way.
Yes, Bailey's testimony has been life-changing. And I'm so glad you're on here, Abby. Okay. Why did I start Plexus? I originally started, when I first heard about Plexus, was because of ProBio 5. I saw Monica Hollister post about ProBio 5, and she was still very new. And I just knew something about that was going to help my husband and I with issues we were dealing with from black mold. But for me, very quickly, I also found out she was, dabbling at the time. She was brand new, dabbling in sharing about it and making some money. And I was very intrigued because we really, really needed money. I just wanted to take stress off of my husband financially. But so mine was a little bit twofold, but originally it was health, very much health. Okay. So, okay. Next question. Again, there's no wrong answer. Okay. Some of you have been in Plexus for a while. Some of you are fairly new. Answers are going to vary. Okay. Here's the question. What has kept you in Plexus?
On a product level or business? Talking business, I'm assuming.
It will be anything. I want to hear from you. What has kept you in Plexus?
For me, for business, just hearing everybody's different stories, it has made me feel like I don't have to be a certain type of person or a certain background or a certain story in order to get to Diamond. I think anybody can do this, and hearing everybody's different stories have made me confident in knowing that I can do.
I agree with.
Okay, so the question, I'm going to ask it again. I want to hear from maybe two more people. What has kept you in Plexus?
The people.
Why? I'm going to hang on. Okay. Why has the people?
Unity. the community because I needed that. And I felt kind of by myself where I am right now. And it was just a community of encouraging people. And it was just nice to have people away from my church family that I could talk to. And everyone has been encouraging. And it's like, why would you not want an encouraging group of people?
Good. Okay,
I
anyone
agree.
else? What has kept you in Plexus?
I think like my results that I'm seeing from the product, even though I'm relatively new, but reading other people's testimonials has really grown my belief, which is really cool. And I agree with Heidi and Tara, like the community is so cool. I work in corporate America and there is no leadership like the leadership I've seen in Plexus, and there's no encouragement and cheering on of people like I've seen in Plexus. Like that stuff just doesn't happen in corporate America. And it's really, really cool to see.
Mhm.
That is really good to hear. Side note, Tara is actually Crystal. She's on a different computer.
Oh,
So just so everyone knows, that is Crystal.
hi, Crystal.
Um, I like hearing that. I worked for a short time in corporate America, only for like maybe a year and a half, maybe 2 years. And yes, you're right. You're right, Gina. Okay. Another question. And so just when you're not talking, make sure you're muted so people who watch the recording can hear clearly. Okay, so here's a question. What is the end goal what do you want the end goal to be for your new VIPs? What do you want the end goal to be for your new VIPs?
I want them to feel cared for, that while they're here, that they know what they have in front of them. This is my new, this is my new and improved, how I'm doing it forward. Like customer care has to be a huge part of it. And that they know what they have in front of them, how to take the products, and not just letting them try to figure it out themselves, kind of a thing, and letting them know what they have in their back office, when getting them to anyway, I'll stop there. Letting them know what they have in front of them, whether they want it or not.
How would you simplify that in a few words? What do you want your VIPs to be? How do you want them to feel?
I guess knowledgeable about what we have with Plexus.
Okay. Anyone else? What is the end goal for you when you're looking at new VIPs that you've enrolled? What do you want them to be? How do you want them to feel?
Hopeful. Confident.
How do
think
we
that's
help
really
them
good.
become hopeful and confident?
Pouring into them, checking in on them, making sure that they're happy with whatever regimen they have, as well as showing them the business side of things and that there's more to just whatever they're currently experiencing.
Yes. I wrote down, what is the end goal for me when I'm looking at, excuse me, a new VIP I have enrolled? I want them to be a happy, healthy, consistent product user. At the bare minimum, right? We all are happy, healthy, consistent product users right here, right? We use our products. We've gotten results. And some of us are newer. So some of you are having early results, and the longer you take them, you can ask other people on here who have been using the products for years. You're going to see even more and more and more changes in your health, your emotional health, your mental health, your physical health, internal, outward, all of it. So at a bare minimum, what is the end goal for us to want for our VIPs? To be healthy, consistent product users. And all the other answers were also correct. What would be the ultimate goal for you when you are enrolling a new VIP? As you help them get started on their products, what would be an ultimate goal for you when you're looking at your VIPs? Does that make sense?
Yeah, we want them to love this as much as we do and see the vision that we do for this long term in the health aspect, but also in the financial aspect, that you are a happy, hopeful, healthy. Did I say that twice? No, happy, hopeful, helpful. I knew there were three. I can't speak today. I'm not active. Don't judge me. Product users that are consistent and love the way they feel so much that they then want to shout it from the rooftops, and that starts their business journey. And we just want to take all the people to Mexico with us.
Yes. Okay. So those is an ultimate goal. Okay. And now we need to work backwards, right? So here's another question, starting back at the beginning, so we can help our VIPs become sharers of the products. Again, I'm not saying that every single VIP should be sharing the products, because some people just really truly don't want to. But that's an ultimate goal, right? But we want healthy, happy, consistent product users, right? Okay, so here's a question, and you're all going to have a little bit of varying answers. Why did your or one of your new VIPs start Plexus last month? Use an example. Why did one of your new VIPs start Plexus?
Energy and weight loss, and she asked me if I could age her backwards. I said, maybe. Hi. Rio wants to say hi.
Anyone else?
The desire to get off blood pressure medication and anxiety medication.
Oh, yeah, those are big ones. Anyone else?
Health reasons. But someone just said just because we've hit it off, and she wanted to try it, because I mean, that's my newest VIP. That's all she said, is because I've been posting happy things, and I've been really working hard at that. Really working hard at that.
And it's showing. It's a beautiful thing when it all comes together like that. My new VIP who enrolled in November, I'd been talking with her for quite a few months, and she was ready. And she wanted primarily to get her very young son, I think he's a toddler, on the Kids Essential combo. And then she also got the combo that comes with the pink drink and the X Factor, the combination one. So she started for her little son and to try out a couple of the products alongside him. So that's why my new VIP started. And you all did answer what were their health needs. We all kind of answered that. Okay, question. How can we ensure that they get their health results? Now, I'm going to kind of do a side note here. obviously we can't go into their bodies and make their bodies change. Okay. But how on our end of things can we ensure that they are starting to get health results? What do we need to do?
Check in with them consistently.
Yes. Only once or twice after they enroll? How much? How much do you think?
More frequently when they first start, but then to continue to ask them, are you staying on your products?
Okay, that right there, you said, are you staying on your products? Do you feel uncomfortable sometimes asking your VIPs, whether they're newer or maybe not so newer, but does it make you uncomfortable to be checking in and asking them, how are you doing on your products? Will you please let me know? Does it make you feel uncomfortable sometimes?
It doesn't make me uncomfortable anymore because I've assumed in the past people are on their products and they're telling me they're not getting any results. And then you find out that, they want to cancel their order because they have too much product. And I'm like, well, then how do you have product if you're taking it consistently? And then they come out and they like, I've just been having a hard time being consistent. Like, oh, okay, well, that makes sense then. So I don't have that. I'm just not going to have that problem anymore asking them. Like, if you want results, you need to be consistent.
Does anyone else sometimes feel a little bit uncomfortable checking in consistently with newer VIPs?
I do. Maybe because I'm new, but I'm always worried I'm gonna annoy them.
That's a normal feeling, okay? Because even I struggle with that. Like one of my really sweet newer VIPs, I was checking in with her the last couple days because her credit card was declined, and I know she really likes her products, but she has a lot of life stuff happening right now, and she let me know, and I was like, okay, we're letting that go because she has life stuff happening, and that's not on her priority list, and that's okay. Okay, here's something. Okay.
Wait,
Sorry.
can I say something really quick?
Yes.
Okay, so I watched Lori's Welcome to Plexus webinar, Lori Bradford. I don't know if those are like recorded, if people want to look them up. But this was my struggle. And like Heidi was saying, I have been getting people who are saying, yeah, I take my stuff all the time. And then they want to cancel their order because they have a bunch of stuff. And I'm like, how do you have all this stuff if you're taking it? I don't understand. So she said that when people enroll, she sets the tone from the jump that like, I get paid for this. This is my job. So I need you to commit to this, be consistent, be dedicated, but also communicate with me. Because if you don't tell me how something is making you feel, I can't help you. So really setting that tone that like, we have to communicate, and we have to communicate a lot, because I want you to get your money's worth. You paid for this. And this, for some people, this isn't cheap. So you want to make sure that your investment is worth it and that you're getting the results that you want and that you deserve. So now that I've started talking like that, I think it puts me at like a different level to people of, it's not just Jillian selling this pink drink. She knows what she's doing and she's going to help me do this. It kind of changes the tone of what they're actually getting themselves into. So I think that's helping.
You pretty much just, yes, laid it out. My question was going to be, are we willing to have for us, perhaps for some of us, conversations, very straightforward conversations with our new VIPs, telling them it's my job to check in with you. You trusted me you trusted me, you got started with these products. Are you willing to have some uncomfortable conversations, checking in with them and saying, I need to know how you're doing. You need to stay on your products. Okay. So what happens when we are doing that? What is going to happen with our VIPs, our new VIPs, and some of our, maybe our VIPs that have been around for several months or so, who have been wishy-washy with how much product they're taking, or they're taking very little, or things like that? What happens when we choose to get a little bit uncomfortable and we are straightforward, like what Jillian was saying, and we talk with them and we say, would you please trust me to continue being consistent on your products? What do you think would happen with those VIPs?
Can I say from a VIP point with
Yes.
the uncomfortable conversations Bailey and I have had? It's definitely helpful when those uncomfortable conversations happen. Like we've had a few, and Jillian and Crystal have actually come in on a few, or on one of them, but it's kind of frustrating at first, but then you get to the mindset of they're just trying to help you. They're not trying to force you to do anything and stuff like that. And honestly, I prefer someone being, upfront and having that uncomfortable conversation. It just, I don't know, it makes me feel better, honestly.
I prefer people to be straightforward too, instead of being wishy-washy or feeling like they're apologizing for reaching out to me when they're trying to help me, but it just gets weird, right? When we're straightforward and we set expectations like Jillian talked about, we're going to have many more VIPs staying consistent on their products, because that is why they joined, right? They joined to get on the supplements in order so that they can start to feel changes within their body, so that their body would start functioning better, so their health would start functioning better, so their mental health would be more balanced, so that all these different things that each individual is dealing with is going to start getting better, so they can function like a normal human being and be able to enjoy the life that they are living. The reason I'm asking questions is because I want to try to help our mindsets, and the people who end up watching this recording, I want to help our mindsets shift in a way. And I think some of you already have been working on this, so I'm not pointing fingers at all. I'm just helping myself and all of us have a mindset shift in how we view helping our VIPs stay consistent on their products, being willing to have uncomfortable conversations, perhaps uncomfortable for us at times, but working through that uncomfortableness and letting it become normal, right? Setting high expectations for our new VIPs, because, okay, what happens when just you think about your team, okay? And if you don't have a team yet, that's okay. But those of you who have, maybe 2 or 3 or 4 VIPs, or way more than that, think about your team. What happens when you have healthy, consistent product users? What happens on your team? What was that word?
Retention happens.
There it is. That's what happens. And you're on this Zoom, most of you, okay? And some of you, this can be something to kind of get the wheels turning and think about. But more of you are on this Zoom because you're working to grow an income. How do we grow an income in Plexus? I'm letting someone finish the sentence. How do we grow an income in Plexus?
Experience.
Say it again.
Duplicating.
Posting our experience, talking to people.
Mm-hmm. Yes. How do we actually, when we see money going into our bank account, where has that come from though? Like, what has we've enrolled people, right? We've enrolled.
Subscriptions.
Yes, subscriptions. Yes. So sorry, I'm not trying to be all like teacherish and all that. I'm not at all. Okay. All right. What I'm trying to do here is be like, okay, we're in this for a reason, right? We're here for a reason. We want a steady income. We want a happy, strong, stable team. Okay. And it is then we need to back up and say, okay, well, what do I need to do for that to happen? I need to be willing to have uncomfortable conversations. So instead of me going and enrolling new VIPs, and then a month later, those VIPs dropping off because, or they've turned off their subscription because they're like, for whatever reason, then I need to look at myself and say, okay, have I had those uncomfortable conversations? Have I been straightforward with them and gotten them plugged in and said, this is what I want you to do. You came to me with these health reasons to start Plexus. I'm reminding you, you need to stay on your products. Why aren't you staying on your products? So whether you're in here right now or you're watching the recording later, don't answer this question, just think, are you, okay, and I'm telling this to myself too, are you having those uncomfortable, are you asking those questions? Why aren't you on your products? You said you wanted to start the products for XYZ reasons. Why aren't you on your products? And the reason I'm bringing this up, and I know this was an onboarding Zoom, but the reason I can talk at everyone all day long, and I've had people talk at me, and at the end of the day, I need to make a decision. Do I want my VIPs to stay happy and healthy on their products? Yes. What am I going to do to change that? Do I want to have a paycheck? Yes. What am I going to do to make sure I have a consistent paycheck that is actually growing forward? Am I willing to ask straightforward questions to my VIPs to make sure they're staying consistent on their products? Okay. Another thing, another question. Why is and Auntie Heidi touched on this a little bit at the beginning, but why is our team page and team chat important?
One aspect is there's so much to learn. So even if I tell people this all the time, even if you are not asking a question, someone is asking a question all day long. So if someone says, I have a friend who has this going on, what should I recommend her? Even if you're not working with that person, you can learn from the experience of the suggestions. So when someone says, oh, my friend is looking to lose weight, and maybe you're brand new to this, you can learn from other people. And even if you're not new, there's so many things that Plexus helps with that maybe you just haven't come across yet. And hearing other people's experiences and what they're going through, you can learn, oh, I remember that time that Melody said this can help with this. And it's kind of just mentally noted. Plus cheering everybody on. That's so much fun.
Yes, because what happens what happens if you sign up to take some vitamins from another company and you get them in the mail, you start taking them, but that's the extent of it. You're taking your vitamins. Do you know if anyone else is taking them? Does that make sense? Like if I haven't been plugged into a team page, but I got my vitamins in the mail, and I'm like, okay, great, my vitamins are here, yay. And the only connection I have is with the person I signed up with. What is more likely to happen in that scenario with me?
You're more likely to drop off, and somebody else comes along with something that they're talking about, that this has helped them, and they're like, oh, well, I'm just going to go and buy it from them because, yeah, well, the other products were great. It's just, there's no reason to stay.
Yes. Yes. So there's multiple reasons why the team pages, and if you have a team chat or my Healthy Gut team chat, is important is because, like Jillian said, we can learn from other people in there. We all are. We know that. We all are learning from other people in there. But the biggest reason is the community. And when you see other people taking the same stuff you're taking, you are more apt to stay consistent with taking your supplements because there's other people doing it too. And there's other people talking about them. And there's other people talking about, oh, this other product that they're trying in Plexus that not maybe other people haven't been using yet. So now you're curious about that. So when we have a new VIP, we want to plug them into that community as soon as possible so that they can see with their own eyes that, look, there's a bunch of us doing this together, right? There's a bunch of us. Okay. So we're wrapping this up. We're all done. Are you willing to have straightforward conversations with new VIPs and older VIPs who joined with you back however long ago, who maybe aren't using their products, or maybe they're just using like a bottle of BioCleanse or something like that, right? Are you willing to have straightforward conversations with them and ask them, so why aren't you taking other things? You wanted to have these health results, these health changes. Why aren't you taking these other products? Are you willing to have those straightforward conversations? And I know some of you already are, and some of you are working on getting into that, of doing that. Okay. So
I've been really bad about doing that. So that's my renewed vision of not being afraid to do that, because it's been a chronic problem of mine to not want to ask. For some reasons, it's like, I don't want to hear that it's not working.
Mhm.
It's like hear that you're going to hear that it's not working. But like I said before, if we don't ask how consistent they've been, then we don't know how to help them to fix that before it gets to the point where they're just frustrated and they leave.
Yes. Yes. So when we are bringing new VIPs on board, we don't want to just say, oh, great, your products are here. Enjoy. Start having straightforward conversations. And for those of us who have team members, we are probably going to have more straightforward conversations with people and of our team members saying, hey, why aren't you? No, are you? We should probably start with saying, are you helping your new VIPs stay on their products well? Those are some other conversations we can have later, but because we want healthy, happy, consistent VIPs, right? Because then they're having results and then they're going to stay on their products. And in turn, it's a win-win because they're winning, they have health results. And in turn, we are having retention and a more stable team and a more stable business. So that's all I wanted to talk about. Thank you all for coming on. I just wanted to give some food for thought on when we have new VIPs and how we get them started. And for us to be more straightforward, more bold, more honest and open with the people we are helping. So that's all. Thanks for coming on.